Hello, hello. Just coming on. I have to learn more about all that. Okay, let's check the other end in this. Mm, Okay, there we go. Mic up. Hi, Fiona. How are you? I got it, Sandy. Got your question. Let's see. Oh, I see what I need to do. I forgot that I'm not, I've got to bop over to StreamYard. There we go. Hey, Erica. Hello, Ellen R. And I'm starring your question, Sandy. That's a good question. Hey, Gina, how are you? I just took my antihistamine, so I'm waiting for it to kind of catch up. Hi, artist Liz. How are you doing? I'm just trying to fluff up my pillow of his heels. So it's been crazy. That's why I have not been on here. I've been so tired um, between the two of us, but we're doing okay. So I'm glad that you're getting over the flu, Fiona. I know it's fierce out there. Hello, Mariana and Fiona. I've got your question. Oopsies. Whoop. The chat's moving, and sometimes I go to click on it, and it's not the right one. All right. Let me just go. Now I've got to bounce over to between StreamYard and YouTube. So hang on a second here. Have you heard about the 3 days of darkness? Is that a real thing? Yeah, I'm really glad you asked that question. You and I are kind of on the same wavelength. I'm kind of in two minds about it. I think some of it probably is on point because there's a part of me feels like I love Padre Pio for one thing, and I know that he is said to have thought it was valid, but I'm not certain. So I will look at that. So thank you for that question. Absolutely. Oh, I was just thinking and the chat log got away from me. Hang on just a moment, folks. Let me just go through here. I need to make sure I get Fiona's question and this other thing pinned. Okay. And they don't make it easy exactly. Well, they do and they don't because you have to bounce between StreamYard and um, YouTube. Okay. Okay, Mariana wants to know if she's going to get good news this month. And let's see, where was the 3 days of Hey, Leona, how are you, sweetheart? All right, any chance for a relationship this spring? Getting that. How is my husband? Are his heels healing? We think so. He's kind of having to deal with uh, the system, so to speak, because it did happen at work, although I don't think workers' comp want to cover him. So, you know, he's dealing with that, and regardless, he's going to get looked after, but he's really wanting to just get it sorted, and we don't know whether or not, truthfully, whether or not yet he's going to have any kind of surgery. So it's the bureaucracy dragging, its heels. Why does my face look so fat in this? Maybe I need to watch the snacks, but my eyes are puffy. All right, let's see here. Okay, and artist Liz. Like I said, if you want to differentiate and ask your question, please put it in all caps in the chat log. If it's just for regular chat log, like, hi, Jeff, over there in Belfast, just regular size font is fine. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting everyone's questions. Roll back through. There we are. And let me know about the sound. And I'm ready for some political questions tonight too. So thank you. We both are a couple of I make all kind of sick, dark jokes, and so we both share kind of a macabre sense of humor. So we get through things like this, I think, pretty well. And we know it could be a lot worse, and we don't want it to be. So, All right, and Lynette, okay, got that. Oh, thank you. I feel a little puffy, but other than that, one of the few days the sun is out, so I feel a lot better. Uh, you know, it's really true when you get older now. I realize why all the older folks go to warm places like Florida. It makes sense to me. I'm looking for the sunbeam in the house, it's like I'm like the cat now. So good. All right. And Jeff, how's things in Belfast there, Jeff? And America's gone forward an hour or so, right? My daughter said we've sprung forward. Is that right? I haven't even, I've just been so kind of like, I feel like I've been in and out. It's been very good though. It's been a very good break. It was kind of enforced, by circumstance. My spiritual life seems to probably, like a lot of you listening to this, goes by that. I push it to the limit, and then it's like, oh, well, now you're going to be bedbound, and you're going to figure out how to settle down and have patience and all that good stuff. Uh, do do you? Oh, do you do guasha? Do you do guasha? Am I saying that right? I don't know. My head, it's probably went right over me like hopefully all the birds in the sky, and that includes the big metal ones as well. Please stay up there safely. Thought of prayer every time I think about, because we're not terribly far from the airport, and they do send a lot of flights over this way. Oh, the massage, the lymph nodes. Thank you for that. I'm gonna star that because I'm gonna write that down. I was just thinking about I'd like some hot rock massage therapy or something, but I'm gonna have to wait until my husband and I are both able to be more mobile, and that would be him and his heels and being healed, which will take a while. You can get stones anywhere. Yeah, the rounded riverbed stones, those black ones are so nice. That was some of the best, hands down, therapy that I've had out of all the different things I've tried. I found the most effective was the hot stone therapy on my muscles and for my pain. I was just thinking about that the other day when I was washing up, and I was thinking, I need the warmth. I'm like I said, a cat. Spring forward and fall back in Belfast, and its usual self. That's right. That's really the only way I remember the whole spring forward, fall back. I do need to do that. And I know that you can take the marble on the face. I've tried, believe you me. It's still friggin' puffy. Well, wells. But I'm sure it'll do a little something. Fiona says, yeah, I had a neighbor who retired with his wife and moved to Florida. See, the only thing I couldn't handle about that is the humidity and all because I know, ugh, growing up initially in Missouri, misery. That humidity is really high, and then when it rains, and it's just the damp as well that can, I don't know if that warm damp, if warm damp, mixing my words. Yeah, I do highly recommend. I really, if you've got a lot of physical, muscular, and big muscle pain, go for the hot, or I shouldn't say hot, but warm stone therapy. Really, oh man, that stuff. I'd go, it was expensive at the time. I saved up. Might have to do it again. Go back to it in a heartbeat. Um, the only thing I worry about is like all the wet weather in Florida. Now, if it's warm, is it gonna, I don't know. Would it still hurt as much? I think it would. If you've got any kind of arthritis, doesn't that, I mean, I only know out here because it gets really cold, any kind of cold and damp. I'm like, and anyone over 40 or 35 knows it. So feel free to ask any of the political questions that you might gumball up, I think we've got one so far. Um, I've gotten some insights that have come to me since I've been uh, away from the channel. I mean, I've been pretty much away except for just, looking in for any kind of comments and things like that. But and definitely I have been limiting my intake to a kind of a nutshell of news and sharing things here with you guys. You're fine, Nicholas. I'm just kind of warming up. You can still ask a question, Nicholas. Feel free. Just put it in all caps for me. And thanks for doing that. Just it helps me to, differentiate from the regular chat log. But that's something I'm curious. Does the warm, damp weather um does that make people's arthritis bad? Belfast is 95 and in the shade. Yeah, right. You mean Fahrenheit? That would be, well, here that would be like, that would be really hot. But if that was, you'd be like on the what surface of the sun or something. It's Belfast. I know that weather. I've been there. You can't fool me. Um, it's kind of reminds me of the cool that I feel, the damp that I feel here, and the kind of that cold. Very much kind of like San Francisco. Hopefully, we'll look into the Ukraine-Russia ordeal. Absolutely, we can do that. Yes, I want to thank you for bringing up Zelensky. I really felt so disgusted when I watched that. I really took a few days to recover. I'm not kidding. I was so angry. Oh, let's see. Did I get your question? That's a good question, Jeff. Did I get it? Am I seeing it? Let me roll back. Why don't you just do this? Oh, hey, Mary. Um, do me a favor here and repost in all caps. And thanks for those of you that are still tuning in. So, Jeff, go ahead. I'm not seeing it. Rolling back. And Nicholas, I'm awaiting your question, and I will take those two, and then I'm just going to have no more questions after you guys. I don't see Isadora. Maybe she's busy today. She's such a help, but maybe she'll pop in later. I hope she's doing well because I've been off. So let's just look over this. Let's see where I'm looking for Jeff. I see your thing says hi. And then, oh, spring forward and fall back comment and Nicholas's question. So, no, I still haven't not seeing it on this. Okay. So, whatever you want to ask, all I ask is that you type it all in caps, drop it in the chat log here, and I'll start going ahead and taking your questions. So, Jeff and Nicholas, I'm waiting for you guys, and then I'm just going to shut down because I've got a few lined up. Okay, Nicholas, I see yours. All right. Let me go to the other thing here. There we go. Got that. And Fiona. Got it. And I'll just wait for Jeff. Now I'm just going to type in, um, let's see, no more questions for now. No more questions being taken. Thank you very much. All right, let me just pop over to this and repin this one. There we are. Got me all over the place. Okay. Now, I know you guys probably aren't getting it picked up. I live near a police station, so man, it must be a busy day, sadly enough. They are, every 2 seconds, it seems like the sirens are going. And since we're near the water, I worry. It's amazing how many people come down to the beaches, no matter where you are, and they don't know that the first thing is you never put your back to the water. You always have be seeing it because rogue waves, that's a lot of take you out, even though you might think you're waiting 1 minute out to see the next. So, just a little word of advice for those of you that like to go to the seashore selling seashells. Seeing if anyone's awake. I don't know if I'm awake, and that's my second cup of coffee. All right, let me get warmed up. I'm ready for some political questions and taking the questions we have. I'm not taking any more questions at this time. So this is going to be primarily, a political uh, and personal reading, looks like. So, first question, though, is political. And Sandy's want to know why DT and Vance like to belittle people. Let's dig a little bit and see what we get. So I've got my this white Rider weight deck is called I think it's it could be the albino, or maybe it's albino. I don't know how they pronounce it, or something like that. That may not be the exact word. Close to it though. And I'll tell you, it's the only thing I share it so often because it stands up to some serious side shuffling here, and it withstands. I don't end up shredding this deck. It's one of the few that hasn't really started coming away at the edges. A lot of my decks will do that just by the way I shuffle. So I've got like a glue stick here that I have to keep by my side with my decks. All right, let's focus in. I'm asking my guides, our guides, to, as a group, take a look collectively at the truth regarding DGT and Vance. Why they get off on belittling people. We know it's insecurity. That's always where it stems from, where you really feel like you've got to put somebody else, publicly humiliate them to make yourself feel like you're up here. But the thing is, the only people that looks good to are fellow bullies, I guess. To most people, you just look stupid. And these people lack real self-awareness, that they're transparent, that they look so pathetic. But let's just see what the cards want to tell us as well. So why do Trump and Vance enjoy this so much that they make, I know this is Trump's, I'm getting it's, Trump's primarily his vengeance tour. Um, and these people are just willing to play the game for money. It's really greed. and they'll humiliate other people as long as it's not them being humiliated and they're getting money. They're willing to go toxic and join someone like Trump. So they will mirror him. They will, God, one of the things I saw was one of his spokesman, whatever, some numbnuts with a beard and mustache, salt and pepper, and he's like, anything we only tell the president yes. Like, number one, there's so much wrong with what you just said. I just like changed it. Like, nope, we're not hearing that nonsense. That's disgusting. But anyway, let's see what the cards are going to say. Why they like to humiliate. What do we need to know? Trump and Vance, this little disgusting pair of morons. You just can't make it up. It writes itself. Yeah, he needs more meds, I think. Okay, here we have the teamwork, right? The collaborative effort. Just what I was saying, where they get on board, but here he is. It even has blonde hair. I'm not kidding. Um, and they're the lackeys. So even though it's a team effort, he's the director or the one that's at the end of the day has to give the approval. So there they are. So again, it's showing they're brown nosers for money. There's a lot of hidden elements that we're not aware of. And I'm sure that's like all kinds of crazy compromise. These people live in ways. Thank you, Nicholas. It is Albion. Thank you. I was close. I just wasn't quite there. My brain was not putting the letters in the correct position. Um, anyhow, back to DT and Vance. So this is the secretive effort that like a secret society. And it feels like a little secret club that they're all in. And just like you know who said, and we're not in it. George, Carlin. It's their little club and we're not in it. It's the billionaires club. And it's a secretive club and only they know what, you know, is really going on there. Do they though? I don't think so. I think there's even a mystery into those that are part of it about what's going on. There's a lot of hidden stuff. Trump is not going to last forever. Here's the good news. Bad news is he's going to make this place a mess. As you know, he's already doing that. So just that helps me to deal with the horribleness every day. As weird as it says, it's just knowing that there's going to be an end to it. And what they are going to find is just just like they've said, one of the most corrupt ever in the history of this country. They'll be having all kinds of material to write on for decades, books and whatever, um, literature and screenplays. Um, it's just unabashed wealth and grift and power and environment. And it's a good old, it's to get along with Trump, you have to be nasty. You have to be a grifter. It's the secret grifter club. That's how come. And they are willing because they kind of form a hive mind to humiliate other people so that they can stay on the gravy train with 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 Trump. And because thank you, Isadora, I'm glad you're here. And as long as they smooch the butt, the right way, they're gonna get on Donnie's good side. But that never lasts for anybody. He ends up, look at Elon now. he is going down in flames. We could go back and listen to my last Elon video and probably should do that because I kind of, when I read for kind of what ends up, it seems, more of a longer projection window than I'm typically aware of when I'm reading at the time. Um, and this guy, I saw and always see him destroying himself. And it's sad. You know what? It's aggravating, it's crazy making, but it's also just shocking. Just shocking. Um, and same, Carolyn. So just know that every day when you put those feet, if they hit the floor or the wheelchair or whatever, that it's one day closer to him not being here and one day closer toward getting on the other side of this dark night of the soul. It's the boat ride that I told you all about. So I just want to remind you so that you can save your energy, save your sanity, because the minute it starts making you want to put holes through the wall, this is a good time to exercise or clean the house, punch your pillow, scream in your pillow, obscenities if you have to. In case you live in a flats or apartments, and let it out. You have to let it out. Let's see what else we get. So we're getting it's the George Carlin's truth that it's the rich folks club that we're not in. And part of that game is stipulated by Trump. And like monkey see, monkey do, you follow and do what I do. And if you notice, most of the people he's picked are just similar horribleness. They're no self awareness, don't really care. Um, and he gives these people permission to be even worse. And creative work is the thing. And what we're going to find is that I've been getting these long insights. Forgive me for a moment, but I'm also getting one now as we're focusing in. We're going to get like this is a big reset. And we all, that death thing, the whole transformation, he is closing all of a lot of stuff and having, he's meddling it all up. But the good news is that that we can take from it is it gives us like the tower thing, a chance to rebuild things in a better way now that we know what the weakness is. It's going to be very helpful in that way, but it's going to be a lot of work. And he will be gone, and we just kind of need to just my guides have always said just kind of stand back to a degree and until you need to protest, and watch him destroy himself. You don't need to he's not worth the effort. You don't need to go and get yourself in prison. He's going to bring himself down like better than any one of us could do. So, just keep holding the light, bringing the light, being a good person every day. Um, it's a tough timeline. March, yes, this is going to be very significant. Spring and summer were highlighted to me, Brian. So there are going to be probably really hardcore, which things that he does, they're just going to really, in my opinion, I'll look at that as well, do that are going to be, let's say, deal breakers finally, the straws that break the camel's back. That's what I predict. That's what I tend to think. And to where some of the people that now there are a little more people going, giving him the side eye. And some of the power that he thinks he has is actually beginning to erode. I've seen that on off camera readings and stuff, and I can tell you definitely he's still going. And I always get for both him and Musk, I have to tell you guys this the Eight of Cups, the walk away card. They're going to have to leave office, the position that they put themselves in. They're not going to want to be in it anymore. Okay? So they may also have to have a little bit of elbow grease to verbally, shall we say, to encourage their departure. unless they want to, it's all on their own terms and it's going to benefit them to try to evade more issues. But yeah, expect that from what I can get and gather, this spring and summer and late summer are really highlighted as significant and dramatic. So I will just caution you. Yes, Lynette, it's slow deprogramming for them. And that's what it takes for them. They're the family member that never had good horse sense, shall we say. They didn't have a good judge of character. You know, and we all have that person in our family somewhere or in friends we know where it's like, oh my God, they couldn't save themselves with both hands. um, when it comes to being judges of good character. So they don't like to critically think. This group of souls is having to learn why critical thinking is important. Yes, you're going to lose your farm. Ouch. Yes, you're not going to have the coverage with the Medicare and all that you thought you had. Um, you know, he's going to put it in a right pickle. And we will just like kind of we are dance, this egg shell dance through the white knuckle ride, what I tell you. So just remember that. But remember, it also comes to an end. I didn't see that part, but I knew that it would. The other part of a dream that I had that kind of picks up from that one is I know it will be bright and warm, like orange love. I think of the Ace of Wands. It's inspiring, and people's, I think, mojo is going to switch on, and creative drive and the will. It's going to be very interesting times, but we do have, unfortunately, the poop being flung to get there. Let's see here. And I agree, but it still drags us. Yes, it does. I'm so fed up too, and we all are. But we're all grown-ups here, so we know that is part of the deal, you know? Fast deprogramming is always subject to changing back. Yes, this is the kind of deep pain that in the pocketbook. The jobs. Oh, when he said them, I thought my job was, good because I'm all white, you know? Or I'm not part of the LGBT QIA community. I'm just a little white lady. Yeah. Yeah, well, guess what? You're a woman. In case you didn't know, take a look at your paycheck, lady. Just to remind you, you're not being paid the same as men. So, guess what? Yeah, you're part of that DEI. Shock. He did what he said he was going to do. Shock. And, they got to learn. The stove is hot. Leopards will eat your face. And for the rest of us, the slight burn is usually enough, and we're good with that. But there's always the laggers, and there's something significant to our timeline that we have to go through this with them. It's like our younger sibling that's a pain in the butt, or our older sibling, whatever the case may be, that's a pain in the butt. Um, as a country and as a world, it's not just our nation, because we see that this fascism is something that right now is a theme around the world. A theme. This extreme, unbalanced, um, it's okay. You can still pop a question in. Understand if you do, I will just look at it. I may not read it, but I know questions are closed on my, I think you missed it again. Oh, yes, thank you. Friday, my mom, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Jeff, is gravely ill. And I was wondering what you may see here from your guides. Okay, got that. Definitely got that question. I'm glad to get that question. I'll be glad to read on it. Brian says, my poor mom still watches too much mainstream media. She is scared to death about Social Security. And what I think we have to also explain to our, and I'm sure you have, and maybe you'll have to do it again and again and again, is that they want us afraid. And the hard part is maintaining hope and faith that somehow, some way, if they do stuff like this, we're going to figure something out, that will get by. And I'm seeing that most people, I think, will, but there will be some that don't. Yeah. And I tend to think most people will be okay, but we have to prepare and we have got to become active in who's leading our government. We can't have any more liars that, and gosh, to me, that's all politicians, but the Republicans got some friggin' serious extremism on that end, like nobody else. So let's see. Um, Thank you. No worries, Jeff. Brian says we warned about all of this for 2 years. We sure did. We'd been warning them since 2016, right? Before that, because of what a weirdo he was then. At least, not to mention, they clearly didn't pay attention. No, that's why they pick people like him. They don't want to know about it. They want to just go, yeah, that's your job. But then they pick the person that's definitely not going to do it, the person that's going to be robbing them while they're over doing whatever and not paying attention because they don't care, or because that person says hateful things toward people that they don't like, um, as well. So it will be very interesting from a psychological point of view. I just recently got a journal and I got a pen. I'm going to start decompressing by writing what I'm thinking. I highly recommend the rest of you who might be so inclined, because that's how I better kind of process my thoughts about this time in history. We are at such a unique time in American history. There has never been a corrupt administration like this. One day, they're all going to be talking about this, and we're going to be in spirit going, yep, we better make sure to try and help them that doesn't happen again. So I will look at Social Security. I don't think they're going to be able to, and this is what I've seen. I've seen them wanting to get their hands on it like nobody's business. But so far, I've not seen them being able to really do what they want to do. I think they're going to be little bits like they're doing now, but I don't think that they're going to be able to completely take it away, and they shouldn't. And if they try, that might be one of the straws. Though if they try, oh my lands, you're going to see old folks, myself and all, that would be out there shaking canes and wheelchairs, and younger folk, anyone that's disabled, and people that caretake. Uh, they're Luigi events could happen if they don't be careful, you know. And I kind of tend to think that that's where they're going, because they're not going to follow what all of the things that the court says. We see them pushing it to the limit, and they will. Just know they're going to do the worst thing, and somehow we're going to make it. But just know, despite all the shenanigans, we're going to make it. All right. So I do see, like, Social Security, I think it will be one of the straws that'll break the back if he tries to touch it. I think that, and he might try it. And maybe that's going to be where I don't think he's going to be able to. You're still worried about, I kind of like this format of talking to you guys. It's a little more fluid for me. I'm still worried Orange Mussolini, apartheid Elon, and maybe Waffen Thale, still waiting to steal Fort Knox. Oh yeah, we all know. We all know what that was. We were not born in the cabbage truck, you know. Well, my mom was actually born in a barn, fleeing Nazis and Russians in the Second World War. My grandmother had to give birth in the barn, so you know, an immigrant. These people, they're greedy, just like their fellow extremists from 1940 in the 30s. Yeah. Oh, yes. And I tend to think it will bring that on. I think that's going to be, he is going to pull that one short and curly, not trying to be rude, but those sensitive, delicate little hairs that are going to make some of these people jump finally. And I think then it's going to be like, oh, 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 you're going. You know what I mean? Not trying to be rude, but it's to learn discernment. It's to grow up and learn to think for yourself as adults or children and to teach that to our kids again. It's about reevaluation. And remember how I kept getting the death card, the death card. It is a dying, it is an ending, but we are going to rise like the phoenix. And I think that's why. Oh, this is a wild. Okay, you guys, I just got it. Why in the dream I had before, where it was the dream about COVID and about this whole time span that we're in, we are going toward enlightenment. We're going toward like that beautiful sunrise, that golden orange brilliance, godlike light, you know, that we associate. It was like spiritual light that we were going toward enlightenment out of the dark, out of denial because as I was running and saying, wake up in my COVID dream before COVID came, I was I was running. Yep. And I was saying, wake up, like just like you would if there was some emergency in your neighborhood and but it was an emergency. It's an awakening. This is a significant period, though it's painful to go through. Keep that in mind. All right. Because we are going to go toward the light. But we are in the middle of the white knuckle boat ride, which was another dream that I had, a short one about this time. And we'll make it through. And we're going to give birth to something new and wonderful. And this is the unhappy, you know, prep to rebuild. And it can kind of help as well to deal with my anger at him when I think I just couldn't become more angry to know that. It keeps me from going completely, feeling like I would like to throw a brick through the window because I windows are going to become very expensive. That's the other thing that's going to happen. Economy instability. I'm going to say it again. That I saw is really be careful with your money. Don't do the crypto stuff as if anybody else would by now. Seeing what we've been seeing, was it 12 billion lost in Trump's crypto? Don't. Just don't. Please don't. Do something that's more long term and secure for now. Because until this clown is gone, don't even think about it. You will screw yourself so bad. Okay. Let's just take a look real quick at and then I'll take a question because it was asked about Social Security again, because I know that people need that. And I mean, it's barely enough for people to live on, but it's essential. I mean, it is essential. Even with it, people are wondering if they're going to, buy their meds or eat, many people. And this whole nonsense about dead people voting and all that, that's baloney. That is not true. And make sure every time that you hear that, you correct it. or type it in. And we have to look at the gold. Okay, so we're going to be here a while for this live. I hope you all don't mind, so just settle in. It's been a while, and I got to catch up. So this could be a long live. We'll just see how my energy goes and how you all, you know, let's take a look at it. Social Security guides. What do we need to know about it? Are they going to be able to deprive people of their Social Security the way people are? They part of this too is to have us off balance with fear and worry and exhausted, so that we're overwhelmed and we're just like, F it. I can't with you guys. Don't allow them that. Don't allow them that win. The way you handle it, and the only way I can think to is to know that that's what they want you to do. And then just out of stubbornness, I'm not going to give in. So let's look at Social Security. Me waffling on. Sorry. I just like to share little points of view and at least how I deal with it. And I think it's helpful, at least for me, and I hope it'll help someone else. And at this time, if I help one other person with that kind of a little insight, it's all worth it. Let's take a look. Social Security. Is it going to be okay? And my guides know what I mean when I say, is it going to be okay? Like, people's basic security with their Social Security. Is it going to be okay? What do we need to know, guides? Make it really clear for me. I've had a crazy last couple of weeks. Well, they would like to fiddle around with it, manipulate it, but this is also about communication and people, their will manifesting what they want. Oh, looks like they're wanting to push the lies. They're pushing disinformation. Do you see that with the magician and the Seven of Swords? Pushing disinformation. They are wanting to also be able to manipulate so they can steal. So that they can continue to do it. But I think it could be one of those straw that breaks the camel's back deals. And boom, we get the tower where Social Security is concerned. I think that's the issue, that you try and touch that, like I said, I think we all get that feeling. And the tower is paired with the hanged man. To me, that is the end of any kind of a delay or holding back by people. This tends to make me feel. How about you? Say what you think in the chat log. What do you think about this paired together? After seeing with Social Security them trying to be able to plan a clever scheme, I think it gets blown open. I don't think they get away with it. Something just collapses. I want to just put some people's comment. Uh, Punam, I'm going to just highlight that. We'll look at Elon as well. Yeah. So I like to highlight your all's. I'll leave it right there for right now. So that's going to be a straw that breaks the camel's back. And it looks like they are fully intend to try and be sneaky. I'm not surprised that they're going to continue to try and go forward. Ooh, lemon garlic chicken. Oh, that sounds yummy. Wish you could. Do you have some for all the class? Um, so messing with Social Security would amount to people being thrown out of their homes. They're unable to pay for meds. I mean, like, no. Artist Liz says that she would be in the street without her Social Security, her Medicare, her Medicaid, and SNAP. And I just want you all to know that my adult children are special needs, and they have special disabilities. And truly, though they both work, they also do not make the amount that they could to survive. So they need, and they contribute and they pay their taxes. My oldest just went and did, even though she just works at 7-Eleven. So, you know, if they take that away, my kids will be out without their, and depending a lot on my husband and I, and as well as my mom. Yeah, do put up the recipe. Or you could send me it in the email and I will post it in the um, community section. And my email, actually, I'm going to put the banner on, is in the banner here, mayamurphy68@gmail.com. Okay, there we go. So we're getting that they definitely want to, and something just goes unhinged. I think they're going to try, and they're pushing the disinformation. They're oiling up, trying to oil us up before they, I think, go for it. I think they're going to get stopped, though. Yes, by the Queen of Swords, who's not putting up with any of that nonsense today, tomorrow, or any other day of the week. And she knows that this would be such a loss for people. I see a woman standing up and saying, that's not happening. I really feel a strong protector, feminine, maybe it's a judge, uh, but what did they say? I did see a headline that what's her name? The one judge that is it Amy? Is it Barron last name? That they tend to think that she's disgusted with him, and I tend to think she is. Just I think it's safe to say. But that's another thing. Lots of things for me to look at. So we're getting what feels like a very judicial, feminine type of energy here. That's not willing to, I think, allow people to be destroyed in that fashion. This kind of energy is not willing to sit back. And there is overcoming, this is wanting to win a battle that is going to cause pain, suffering. But the question is who wins this battle? A battle's going to be won. I tend to think it's the queen that wins and says, no, you see this sword? Do not pass me this nonsense, or I will pass this sword straight through you, and I pierce the heart of your lies, and I show you out for it. So I don't think they get away with it. Nope, the sun and justice prevails, y'all. Oh, I'm so relieved to see that. This one, I want to say, take to the bank that it's going to end up being okay. But look how they try. Look how they try. Look at those cards. You saw it. Justice, I think we have feminine judge that is not about this nonsense. Let me just fix this. You could see that Amy was disgusted with him in a little snippet video. I didn't see it, but I'll take your word for it. From the last event you had. Ah, that one. Yeah. When he passed by her, she had an absolute look of disgust in her eyes and face. And you know that she's aware that I think she's more self-aware than he is, obviously. Um, he had not, you had no worries. Brian says, I firmly believe they won't be in office long enough to affect Social Security. This is coming to an end. Yes, it's coming to a cliff end. It is. And guess who's going over the cliff? Not us. They pushed us around over hot rocks, broken glass, everything else, tears, snot, blood. But they're gonna go over the edge like Wile E. Coyote. Um, that's what I've always felt. And my dreams now that I share them with you, it's so weird. I'm getting little clicks in it's in my energy. I know that sounds weird, but this only happens when I'm getting a hit. And it sounds so weird. Yeah, but I'm sharing with you because I figure somebody else is weird out there like me, and I'm getting this. It almost feels like a neurological kind of a thing, and maybe it is initially, but this is we're going to move toward the light after we go. He is the contrast. He is everything that you know. He's going to bring things into clarity for more people, and I think not just in America. This type of nonsense worldwide will become less in vogue. Doesn't that sound horrible to say? It's gonna have to kind of burn itself out, is what I get. And we just need to go toward the light of truth. That's why my guides always say speak truth to power is very important, though you might be afraid. Speak truth to power. Okay, so that's for Social Security. It's going to be okay. I see that that's protected. All right, let me go back to the questions here. I just want to take that one off. Okay, let me just see here. All right, so I'm going to go to Fiona's question. It's a personal question. When I meet JL, will it be a good meeting? All righty. Oh, I'm getting that psychic warmth. I might have to take off the sweatshirt. I had thought about that earlier. I've got my screen door open. There's a nice breeze blowing in off the ocean. Um, it's cool, but sunny here. So you think that I would be a little cool in the shade here in the house, but nope. It's like it's switched on. All right. So when I meet JL, will it be a good meeting? Let's see what we get. Fiona, JL, will it be a good meeting? Well, there's something that about a new awareness. There is clarity, something new about. Is this JL? Are they a like a earth sign perhaps, or business or something like that? There's something you're going to realize about them that you didn't know before. Um, Now, whether or not that's a positive or a negative, I feel like there is an elevated awareness. There is more than you were aware of, a bigger picture. It's an end of a very painful, I'm getting cycle, and there's something new that's about ready to begin. And that also kind of clicks in with this card of an ending of some kind and being aware of a new beginning and just becoming more aware of new things within connection to him. And it could be that you both kind of go on a little journey of self awareness with one another. Yeah, there's movement, there is awareness that is growing and change. I think so. There is also something very karmic with this. I think it's a male individual, and yes, they are. Okay, then we're right on board then. Something is very important that you will learn from them, and that you learn, I think, in retrospect, from your connection to them. So your dealings with them are important. There is some significance karmically. And I get that wheel emphasized to me with the Wheel of Fortune and the endings, beginnings with the Ten of Swords, like a difficult ending. And you might know how that fits in. But there's something new that's beginning for him, and it's an opening up. It's an opening up of his world and greater awareness for him. Like it's like being born again. Um, from the past, there's a lot of nostalgia energy there with him. And then we have the future. So that's interesting. There's a such a distinction between the past and the future. Big changes with him and from knowing him. Big changes. There could be movement, moving, travel, um, to places of the past, places of childhood that's coming up. I've got to reel off the hits I'm getting. Um, he's a significant person to you for you to grow from. So yes, I think it's a very uh, intensive thing, Fiona, and it's a good thing because there's something highly significant for your growth. Hang on, you guys, let me just put this mic on mute and I'm going to take this sweatshirt off because I'm feeling like I'm out in 80-degree heat. I'm not. Oh, okay. There we go. I'll I'll probably cool off and then I'll be thinking, what the heck? Okay. So, next question. Do, do, do. Okay. We've got a few personal ones, but we've got some more public ones coming, like the 3 Days of Darkness. So stay tuned here, even if you're not so interested in these personal questions. All right. Will I get good news this month? Mariana, Ivenisvik. Sorry, trying to say your name. I think it's important to try. Oof, I'm not kidding y'all. The only other person, no, I think there's other friends. I have other friends that read that get warm, this weird warmth. I'm serious. I need to find my fan again. Okay. Mariana. Will she get good news this month, guides? Will Mariana get good news this month, guides? Oh, that reminds me of another dream I gotta tell you guys about. I dream a lot in the past, and well, anyways, I get a lot through dreams. Let's just see what we get here for Mariana this month for March. March for Mariana. Such a pretty name. Okay, let's see what we get. How is March for Mariana? Okay. Well, we have painful endings, but we have a new dawn. Something new, something bright, something more positive that's coming on the heels of the negative. You get the sun. Oh, that's good. Yes, there's going to be very good. So much that you're going to be winding down a very hard time, but you're going toward the light, toward something better and brighter. Okay? So see the colors in the card. This is behind you, and this is what you're going into. Greater clarity, joy, lighter mood, definitely from what it was. Okay, Mariana? So that makes sense to you. Um, you definitely got positive, right? So just keep focusing on positivity, acknowledge and process and release. This is also about releasing this so you can embrace the light, so you can embrace the good things, letting go, not dwelling on the negative, embrace the joy of a flower, the joy of being outside. And there's just going to be a greater sense of inner joy, I think, peace, fulfillment, and clarity, maybe not feeling so insecure or uncertain would also, I feel like, be significant this month. It's going to really be a contrast. Okay? But you get good news. All right. I'm glad to see it. Okay, who's next here? All right. Ellen R. Any chance of a relationship this spring? For Ellen R. Ellen R. Ellen R. Ellen R. Thank you for joining me. It is going a little later today because I have been away for, I feel like a couple, what was it, just one or a couple lives? My husband, unfortunately, broke both of his heels and I'm on bed rest. You should see how we manage getting me in my wheelchair. That's really funny. We do it. It's crazy. All right. And I have been trying to figure that out and take care of things and help where I can. And he's using one of my old wheelchairs. All right. So let's see. Ellen R. Any chance for a relationship this spring? For Ellen R. Yes or no, please, guides. There. Okay, I feel like I got shut. I'm getting this would be a yes. And look at that. I'm getting a older male, somebody that's I feel like more professional, would be more should be more secure. Let's just see what he's paired with. But there is an end. It could be that look at all the stuff we're getting about endings. I'm getting that I think he might be going through some endings. Could be somebody that's coming out of a relationship, um, that is looking to date. Uh, he's definitely there, an older male, and there is movement and progress, activity moving forward. Let's see what else we get with this. Getting out there. He's not used to, I think, being free or single. I think he's been constrained, and this movement is new to him. This dating is new. So I think you're going to meet someone that's probably gotten out of maybe a long-term relationship or quite possibly had a partner die, maybe even. That's possible. Don't like to say that, but it could be possible. Yeah, there's a new relationship right there that's possible with the Ace of Cups. And it could be that he could be an earth sign or into business or arts, things that you create, um, you know, or business. So I get yes. But look for someone that is going through some significant endings and quite possibly, I'm thinking, with maybe a divorce or hopefully not a loss of a spouse in a literal sense. Okay, Ellen? All right, now we go to artist Liz. Okay, ouch. Got my little mouse here for my mouse pad. It's shifting. All right, so artist Liz. Do you see when I will be able to move to a better apartment? Oh God, yeah, that place was awful and the finances are a big issue and health. All right, let's see what we get. Is there a move upcoming for artist Liz? Is that coming closer? Is it in the near future? Let's say the next 6 months. How does that look? Is that move to a better place ready yet? Is that activity, that door ready to open? Because I do feel like you will move. I do. Let's see what we get. What is in the next 6 months? Is there a move for artist Liz to a better place in the next 6 months? Maybe not. There's still some uncertainties, and there's too much uncertainty perhaps with what's going on right now. Yeah, and there's a lot of endings, and you're kind of in the moment between an ending and a new beginning. So I'm going to say, as difficult as it is, it looks to me like for at least the next 6 months, you'd be sitting tight. But look what's coming up on the horizon. It is on your horizon. Getting the Sam hell out of this yucky place that you want to be released from. So right now you're in the moon, and I know that you understand this. You're just still in the dark light, and you're going to emerge into the light of the new morning, from the dark night of the soul of that place to a new place somewhere else. You're going to release this. So I think you will. You're just, but not in the next 6 months. Yeah, look at that. You guys saw me. I shuffled the bejesus out of these. There's going to be significant endings going on. Um, and I think maybe summer. No, no, that would be maybe next spring, maybe. Oh, I'm not sure, but there's something that has to end and play itself out for another door to open, another place to be ready for you. Yes, there's something connected to the past. Maybe it's a place that you've lived before or an area that you've lived around before. Um, but there is something that's got to end there. It's like that has to be put to bed, and then things are going to shift from this very trying, very difficult Ten of Swords energy, and the past is released with the death. That's good, actually. So then there is balance and a decision you make with justice. And I think also what we see going on around us in the world and to do with finances, something new. This could be some new money coming in, maybe some work you complete or payment. Um, maybe this is the beginning of some payment that you could put down on a place. But I see it happening, and I think you do too with these cards. Because judging, you're very intelligent. I think you pick up things quickly. So it's just not quite, that window isn't just quite ready there for you yet, but you're on the brink. It's there. We're still in the dark. The morning's coming though. Okay, Liz? All right, let's look at the 3 days of darkness. I'm going to get a sip of coffee and reapply my lipstick because I have to. Oof, arthritis, my wrists and my elbows is killing me. Boy, do I sound like a pig at the trough. Sorry. I was sitting there enjoying that. I have to say, that was a really noisy slurp, but I enjoyed it. Ah, you've been there, so you've been there for 7 years. Wow. Yeah, there's something significant about your past that you're going to put to bed, so to speak. And then you're going to be like out of there. And there's a lot of things you'll be releasing, a lot of painful, difficult things. And I think that so it will be also many others in their own ways. I think we're all going to be kind of doing that, kind of purging, you know? And it's meant to be. Just know that. So just relax and allow it to cue. You like my background. Fiona likes the background aesthetics. I also have like this is a fire opal butterfly. Love them. You always connect them with you. Well, then this is his way of saying, hey, I'm giving you kind of a sensitive person with a lot of butterflies, letting you know I'm here. He is definitely letting you know he's there. All right, let's see. All right, back to the 3 days of darkness. Is it real? Let's take a look at the cards. As I said, I dreamt of Padre Pio one time, and I was in a long line of people coming to meet him, and it was on the other side. And he was just greeting us. It was like a meet and greet. And I was with my mom, and we go up to him, and he says, I think you and your mother are very good people. And I was just kind of blown away, and I was like, what does he mean by that? And then I had to keep moving, and I, just kind of said thank you to him, and it was all done through telepathy. And that's all that I remember of the dream. Um, the other thing I wanted to share with you while I can, in thinking about this with dreams and significance to the present timeline, um, and the 3 days of darkness, Padre Pio, and all that, is that I had a dream years ago of where it wasn't just a dream. I could feel myself being this woman who, although I could have just been visiting her consciousness, because I can do that sometimes, kind of rest in somebody else's conscious and just observe through dreams. That's when it usually happens. And that's, I woke myself up speaking for as this woman, and she was calling out for her, like a maid servant. And this was like, it's supposed to be like in Vermont in the early 1800s, maybe late 1700s. And I was saying the young girl's name, and her name was Margaret. And I just remember I was this annoying. I was this annoying kind of an older lady that could see things, and she would entertain um, her neighbors and locals with her visions, and they would come and just at her table, and she'd make, maybe some kind of tea and, something to eat, and her friends would join, and it was just a lark to them. That I remember there was an older gentleman that would come that was kind of balding and wore glasses, really kind of a round spectacles. It's weird. And I was preparing, it was like I was watching myself as this woman prepare to receive guests, um, and in the evening. And I was saying, Margaret. And I did have like an accent. I think I was one of the British that had come. And she was just like, "Ugh, yes, lady, And she was and I was not married or may have been widowed, I think. Anyways, so I was entertaining people doing that. And it was a little bit, we saw things. I was sharing what would see for the future back then. Thought I'd share that with you. I've been meaning to. Thought, I've got to share that with my viewers so they know that I've had a dream about being this person. I wonder if any of you have had that kind of thing. Feel free to share it in the commentary below, because if I don't get through it, I will read it later. I always go through comments. Got to make sure we don't have I have no patience for trolls. So I go through. Okay, so let's look. 3 days of darkness. Is it real? Padre Pio, I'm going to ask for your help on this with this reading. I'm getting a energy of him right now. That's weird. Okay. Want him to help me. Is the 3 days of darkness coming? Is it literal, or what do we need to know about it? And I'm asking Saint Padre Pio. Santa Pio. Let me picture him the way I did in a dream. He was very nice, but he's very serious. Um, Padre Pio, what can you tell me about the 3 days of darkness? Is that going to be something that we have yet to experience? Is it on our timeline? Is that coming? Is it on our timeline? And I'm asking St. Pio, show me, help me through the cards as a tool to communicate with me. There is help he is offering. We're getting the Six of Pentacles offering help, and he's looking toward that as it being something that is still possible. It's still something that to me it looks like is actually possible in some fashion. This is a waiting card, and this is looking at ahead at things and kind of seeing, getting kind of taking the temperature, so to speak, of where things are going ahead and paying attention, looking ahead. But it's also waiting. And you can see that the man is holding the globe and looking into the future, in my opinion. He's also showing people helping each other. And if it does happen, this could be something like they attack the grid, you know. I've had other information. I got a lot of stuff I got to write down and just tell you guys in a video. Um, God, it's like a fire hose right now. Um, okay. I'm getting it can still happen, but it still looks a bit further out. This could occur to bring about more of a helpful uh, spirit amongst everyone, helping each other. And people will be helping each other. I think it's also as a caution to say, yes, it could yet come. It looks further in the future at this time. There would be help, both spiritually and physically for people. So I get a feeling of like, don't freak out about it. It's still a possibility, and there is assistance. This is about getting people to open their hearts and help one another and share and show goodwill, give to those that are in need, like the billionaires giving their money away. Not all of their money, but there's so much of it, you know. It would be like someone having a switch of heart, and that's really what we need to pray for, is for the hearts and minds of these close-hearted, wealthy grifters to become soft and pliable under the light of God and under the light of all of us collectively, because we make that divine light. They need that energy. He's showing me there is some kind of a confinement. So yeah, I do think there is some, and it with the King of Cups, it feels very reflective. It feels very Mickey, can you hold that down with the chips a little bit? It's okay. It's not too bad. You got me food. That's awesome because I'll be wanting it later. So it looks to me like the 3 days of darkness is showing me something significant, and this could be Pio himself showing me something about people feeling some kind of restriction. Okay. And needing to reflect. It's still a tool. I'm getting it's still a tool that might be used to open hearts, especially to open the sensitivity that is closed off among especially the wealthy, to get them to care more and be moved to give and be generous like the saints. That's what I'm getting from him. Okay, what else? He's talking about communication and direction, manifestation of it, and will. Okay. And I tend to think we are going toward something like that actually occurring. And here is actual, I think we're going to be taught the lesson of empathy and caring for the most vulnerable in whatever ways that we can, and not for necessarily a long period. As it's been said, it would be a short period, 3 days, but significant life lessons. Okay. He's showing me that it's real. I'm kind of surprised by that. Um, I have before done a video where I didn't think it was going to manifest the way people thought, and I wasn't so sure it was what people thought it was. But I can say here, I think it is real, but it's more about opening the hearts of the most hardened. And it is yet something that is on a future timeline. And it could come this way. We could approach it. It's all about will and showing and how we care for one another and I think, respond as community rather than always individual, and that we do things to help the least. That could mitigate. I'm getting we could have mitigation of some of that lesson. It is a tool, again, for us to learn and for the most hard hearted, typically the most wealthy, as with the Six of Pentacles, to open up, to you know, open up and give and share the way they should. It's really, this energy is really interesting. And in fact, I wouldn't besmirch it if it did. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be happy. But it one thing's for sure, it's like once it's been processed, things would be better. Here we have, to me, the kind of the Earth Mother card, and there's watch, and to me, this is Mother Mary watching. She's watching and waiting. So the energy I'm getting is, yes, it's for real. It is a tool to open the hearts, the hardest of hearts. And it could come on our timeline, but we don't need to be afraid about it. And especially if you're already someone that has like a marshmallow, then you don't need to worry. Just, keep doing as you're doing and maintaining, being a vessel for the light to act through and to bring love and caring and concern, and suffering the consequences, which is usually going unthanked, and, all of that. It will be, I think, something that definitely could come onto our timeline yet. But at this point, it is still future and still out there a little ways. I see the Blessed Mother watching us quite intently with this in mind. And she's not kidding. All these times when and I remember that, um, as a Catholic, just that she was, in her apparitions, it's always been about those of hardened heart. And that's the billionaires and those that agree with supporting them. And now I see why she's been coming and telling us this and why we're going through what we're going through. Again, she's showing us, and we just need to be, watching and aware of uh, how not to be. These people, like Trump, are the ones that will suffer the most for the 3 days of darkness. Okay. I really feel like that was meant to be read. Anything else, Padre? And thank you. Thank you, St. Pio. Watch out for us all, please. And I offer to you to adopt and look after all my subscribers, please. Adopt them as your own spiritual children. Thank you for looking out for me and my family, my mom, and we love you, St. Pio. Thank you. Amen. And if you're not Christian wise, I'm me. I just do me. And St. Pio's one of my friends, so one of my mentors. And he can be your mentor too. I'm not kidding. Just ask. But be willing to do the work. He's a taskmaster. Okay, I feel like I was meant to share that with you. Let's see, what else do we? I just want to ask, make sure I get one more go at this, and then I'll carry on. What else do we need to know, St. Pio? I like it because he's no nonsense. Ooh, I'm getting that zap. I call it energies, is like zaps, brain zaps. And I know it's not the only other time that I tend to kind of get it is if I'm low on my medicine, my antidepressant, and I'm not. My levels are good. And it doesn't feel quite the same. It's similar, but not quite the same. It's a whole body thing. And it's just this, I don't know, weird feeling. All right, anyhow. St. Pio, what else do we need to know about the 3 days of darkness? Um, Let me just ask this, St. Pio, is it going to come in Donald Trump's lifetime? And he knows who I mean. There's not some other one. He knows the one I'm asking about. Faux show. He does. Is it gonna happen in his lifetime? Can you help me understand that, if that is likely? I think it will. Oh my God, guys, I think it will be because it's going to help us move into a better state and out of the crazy chaos. Remember that I told you about the boat ride dream? The crazy water? Here's the crazy chaotic water, and here's the smooth water we're going toward. Just like my dream, we're going to go from, so it could be part of something connected to him that we experience. It could be things, you know, a little bit different than exactly how they've said. We have to give room for it to be whatever it's going to be, but it does show some kind of confinement. And it's for people to open their hearts and to be more empathetic and compassionate for the most vulnerable, to care about the earth, to care about the earthworm, you know, and the environment and so on and so forth, and the disabled, the elderly, the ill, um, the people that are different from each other, you know, we're all different. So it doesn't matter, right? We're all one. Yeah, and in the dream, he did not have the stigmata, but he did have his hands kind of like up like this. He was just standing there in tremendous light, and it was just an environment of like, again, um, an orange sunset, yellow, golden, beautiful light environment. And it was just real quick like that. Let's see what else. Thank you, St. Pio. I'm gonna get off this topic, but I just wanted to share whatever else you want me to share about it. I really feel him. I'm not trying to be cute. There he is with the Pope, right there. Not kidding. Here we have the traditional beliefs. He's here with us, y'all, and he's given us some counsel to love one another. Oh God, don't make me cry. Ooh, 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 ooh. Woo, 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 woo. I'm not gonna cry. That got me in the feels. I just heard that passage of love me as I have loved you, love the least of these. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to talk to Pio about this later. I'm losing my composure. Um, I'm getting that the least are loved. Mm. My heart's opening right up, no problem. So are my tear ducts. You know, anyone, the least he loves the most. And however way you treat the least, you treat the divine one. When you do something for someone, you're doing it also as if that worst person were the divine, because there is a part of the divine in them. God has made them, and you're honoring that part of the divine. They might be a mess. They may not know up from down. They might be a jerk, but there's still a spark of divine essence there. And he's saying, "Love one another as I have loved you." And if you want to, that is part of the passage to read. He's encouraging the opening of hearts and sharing with those who are in need freely and without reservation, with sense, but this is opening up to each other and helping one another, being supportive, especially emotionally and spiritually. Oh, thank you, Liz. Don't make me cry, gosh darn it. Ugh. Um, this is so important right now, you guys. I really feel like St. Pio's here. Mm. And he's letting, I think, also getting, he's willing to take you all on. as his spiritual children. I feel like that's an answer to a yes, and you can pray to him about your health issues. He'll receive your texts, your spiritual texts that you think of. Um, what else? I didn't know Saint Pio would pop by today, and here he's giving me the angel of light, and that it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And that was part of what he would say. He had a little saying. This is why I love Saint Pio. He gets me every time. It's those Italians, I'm telling you. So passionate. Oh, wow. This is not going to be forever, you guys. This darkness shall end, he's saying, and it serves a purpose, and there will be balance, and that we're light bringers, and we're here to bring and be a point of like a light of God to light on this earth just by our hearts loving each other, doing good things, thinking positive thoughts. And that's why it's really also important as much to be aware as what's going on right now, but to go to places of love, nature. Look at this, you know. And this is the end. This is where we go. This is the divine crown chakra. You know, this is that highest point of awareness. It's part of our evolvement as a species and spirit and the humanity on earth. I'm getting that. This is really important time. We're hard workers, and God really appreciates it. Whatever you want to, the divine, however way you identify the universe, it's appreciated. You may not have been aware of that, but all that suffering, this is God's way of saying, thank you. I'm making a special place for you for when you're all done. When you're done with your mission, I'll collect you and we'll go back home. But right now, we must counsel each other, and that means people that are more traditional as well as those who may be a little different, maybe a little bit more looser with their interpretation or whatever. But that's not what's important. It's the morality, the basic morality to be good to one another. Just like a parent would a little child. Mm, Pio, we'll be talking later. Almost got me with the, that's okay. That's what he wants. He's like, I'm getting like, that's good. That was a good one. Thank you, Erica, for asking that. Thank you, St. Pio. I think you've picked up a few more spiritual children this evening. All right. Lynette, I feel like I'm being pushed to speak to a specific academic for my book. Her specialty is gender-based violence. Please confirm. Okay, let's take a look. Let me just shuffle this and get a little sip of coffee. And we'll read on Lynette's question. So interesting. I love you guys. I really do. And I love reading for you. It helps me grow as a person and a spirit as well. And so it is always an honor to read for people. So if you read for people, or if you ever do, just remember that. It's not just, oh, it is an honor of an opportunity that somebody would trust you to read their energy and try and counsel them a little. Okay. Let's see, Lynette. Let me just dial into Lynette and this specific academic person, gender-based violence specialty. Is she being directed spiritually? Are you guys directing her towards this individual? Please confirm yes or no. And thank you, spirit guides. Yes. Accomplishment, winning the battle. There is a challenge, overcoming the challenge, going through a challenge and fighting for something, fighting for women and children. So, yes, I feel like you are because there is they can't speak for themselves. There's this restraints here. This is also perhaps those that should be behind bars. So yes, and I'm getting that energy too here. Let's see what else. To me, this is the paperwork, the books, the data with the page of pentacles. Oh, with the bullies, the data on the bullies, the data on the abusers, and on those abused. So, yes, I really do feel that they are definitely pushing you toward that person. Let's just pull a few more cards and see, maybe we'll get a bit more about them. There's an opening up, a tremendous amount of emotion connected to this, as you would think. And there's also perhaps a new friendship that could come about with this Ace of Cups, because it is all about new relationships um, and awareness. I think you may meet a friend that's a kindred spirit and look at the growth that you're going to achieve with the Judgment and the Ace of Cups opening up your heart, more information. This is the way the universe is going to open your heart up also through this person. There's something emotionally that gets an upgrade, spiritually, an intuitive thing with you, especially Lynette. Ooh, dang. And this is about the abuse again that ends lives and literally and figuratively, and the hope that there's always hope for new, strong laws and clarity to put this violence to bed, to end it. Do you realize that you are actually somebody that is pushing that very healthy energy happening here? You are helping just with whatever you're doing, just this little thing. Like it is like the butterfly effect that causes the hurricane. This little act that you do ripples out in the universe, and it will help to somehow bring about more, a new day, an end on this violence, more clarity and awareness and laws that are implemented to hold people to account. So do that work, because the way it inspires other people, we just never know. And, it goes on and on and on. So I like that for you. Okay. Now let's take a look at Zelensky. Let's take a look at our brother Zelensky. This, okay, no, that's not right yet. So I want to know, guides, what do we need to know about Zelensky? And we pray and we ask St. Pio to protect the Ukraine, and that we pray that Father Pio protect Zelensky from harm and guide their country to safety and to win. Pio helped during the war, in the Second World War. There's Nazis that were coming in. There's a great story about him, and I believe it's true. I don't think it's just a little fluff piece. I think it's actually true because he was quite something. I wouldn't have dreamt of him otherwise, and I've only dreamt of him the once. So let's look at Zelensky. I entrust him to St. Pio and to the divine protection, as I do all of you and your families and loved ones. What do we need to know about Zelensky? Now I'm dialing into him. And thank you for those of you that are still finding this interesting. Please give me a thumbs up if you'd be so kind, and make sure that you're subscribed. And if you check the notifications, then you're going to know when I'm coming on. And usually I come on every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, but it's been a little difficult since other family health issues have occurred. But hopefully we'll get back on track. Okay. The rest, though, I felt what was needed. Let's see. Zelensky. Show us Zelensky. Is he going to be okay? We put our light around him like a force field. We put light all around him. Okay, show us Zelensky. All right, you guys. I just wanted to give it a really good shot. Not very happy with things right now. Well, we know why. There's something though that is going to be maybe offered to him, maybe from Europe, and other places. But there's three major players I think he'd like to get under his, whatever you call it, that he could have on his side. And three is usually when I'm being shown like this. It's usually kind of significant. We'll probably see a repeat of it in another card here. He is anxious as all get out. Not sleeping well, probably having nightmares. So let's all send him lots of light whenever we can. Like right now, we're doing it, and just like whenever we can think about it, when we're in the shower, whatever, whenever it pops to mind, just like think about like lighting a candle, so to speak. He needs that energy. He is somewhat disconnected, somewhat numb, very numb, actually. And I think he has PTSD. There's a lot of things we don't know anything about, and there's some things that have yet to play out that are as yet unknown. Hidden fate, paired with suffering, and being on the on the out, struggling outside of the inside, and needing help. And so that these two are paired together. There's a lot of hidden horror things of people not having enough of what they need. That could come yet to be. There could be more issues to do with things, supplies, whatever. What is this? It could be health as well. So I'm very concerned about this. And I'm very concerned with the levels of stress. We really need to Reiki his energy down. I'm initiated in Reiki, so if you are too, let's just put that intention right now that it is always going on in the background, our Reiki to Zelensky. Because his health, I feel like his immunity, at the very least, could be taking a, hardship. Yeah. He gets some help, but things are so up and down, and he is juggling money, he is juggling aid, he is tap dancing as fast as he can, and he's handling hot potatoes, you know. Um, I'm hoping that this is a pause. This can be a card of martyrdom. Um, I think this is him dodging being targeted. He endures. There's spiritual energy around him that also guides him to react to things not out of anger or raw emotion, but very thoughtfully, very skilled. so he doesn't just explode and do something foolish, you know? He's being guided that way. Look at his burden. So we must really send him lots of love, lots of love. And if we can afford to, um, there was a bank that you can send. There's also other. I have um, a fundraiser for Ukraine. You can give $5 to if you can afford that. If you can't afford that, that's understand. Pray. Whatever it does, it doesn't matter. Just pray. And if you can afford it, thank you so much. But do make send some aid, you know, and energy. We get the Queen of Pentacles for him, paired with there's more than one way. I feel like a female energy that wants to give him or get him aid in some fashion and is finding ways around, thinking of new ways, but also how to combat disinformation in a very real manner, especially about economy, money. Here's Zelensky. He is, I do believe, a Gemini or a Libra, one of the two. I know he's an air sign. I think he's Gemini. Pretty sure that's him. Isn't that something crazy? You have Putin is a Libra, and then you have Trump that's a Gemini, and then you have Zelensky, Gemini, I think. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, and it's paired with the Two of Cups. I'm thinking, is this something toward Trump and Putin, their little friendship? I'm hoping that this is him finding a friend, Zelensky, but I think he's looking at that partnership. Let's see what we get if it's not him. I think this is a new, okay, I think he gets a new friend. I think Zelensky might get a new friend. Here's the Ace of Cups with the Four of Wands, the home scene, domestically helping the home environment and emotional support. He's going to receive, after there's a lot of that stress, but he's going to receive a great deal of personal support and make new alliances that look at that, give him with all that stress energy. This is the kind of spiritual food he kind of needs from us, that support. Something's coming. Sorry, wait a minute. Hang now. Doggone. Ace, oh, not the ace, the tower, though. It's unexpected. Where? Collaborative efforts. So this is probably some kind of an attack, probably upon Ukraine. But, because we did see him and with a new friend, maybe this is Zelensky with a new friend doing something we don't expect. That will confine someone, let's see, and they will be watching. I feel like through um, you know, drones and imagery, cameras. I just saw that. They're going to do something. I think there's going to be an attack upon Russia that's going to be successful. That's coming for him. That when he's going to pair up with somebody, and it's going to come out of the blue, so to speak. So that's good. I don't think Putin will be expecting it, and I don't think Putin's little allies will be expecting it either. By the looks of that, I like that. Things heat up. Activity, war, and there is an ending. There is an ending. Something is completed. I think he will complete something here. If he does go, and I don't, I see the threat, but I'm not seeing him being removed from the planet. But I feel like I'm shown that maybe it's him that gets a new ally. Probably maybe somebody from Europe. I'm hoping. There's some kind of an unexpected attack definitely going to happen. And those that have signed up with Putin will be surprised. I think. I think we'll all be surprised. We have the Queen of Wands. This is Ukraine for me because the sunflower receiving help. Again, even if they are attacked, and I'm sure something will be done back, and even if they are attacked pretty harshly, there is something that they're going to deliver that's pretty significant. These people are scrappy. They will help each other and they will receive help from others that love them like us. I see Zelensky with the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So much emotional support, so much love for him, especially women. um, he's going to make it through, I think, but they would like to get him. He comes close, but we must, for his health, the stress on his body every day could produce the big C. And that's what I'm worried about. That came to mind. So that's why I want us to send our own radiant treatment energy toward him. Um, and it shows that he will receive that energy. How neat was that, guys? How neat was that? I'm sorry, I have to look away. When I go, I've got to, you know, they are arresting students with green cards. My God. My heart goes out to President Zelensky. I'm sure he has PTSD and he's a wonderful man. He actually, I think, really is. Oh my word. Let's just see what's going to happen with these students with the green cards, guys. What will happen to these students that they're arresting with green cards? That's ridiculous. What will happen with these people? Will they end up having to leave? How, this is not legal. Why is no one, this is the thing that's pissing me off about, I'm sorry, the Democrats still. Why is, I mean, I know their hands are tied to some degree, but I just wish that they would throw out the rule book a bit. I think you guys know what I mean. All right. So what will happen to those that are being arrested with green cards, with students with green cards? What do we need to know about what is ahead for them? What is ahead for the students with the green cards? What advice do we need to give them? Here we have him being the king. He thinks he's the king. You know who? He's going to try, and I think they're going to have to put up a fight. They need to fight him from their corner legally. That's what this card says. Fight him from your corner. Speak truth. Speak truth to power. And that these two cards say speak truth to power. These kids need to continue to speak truth to power. They need to stand up for themselves. And that is the card of standing up for yourself, even if you're, half exhausted, as this guy is. And it's the man, putting it to the man. This is part of what will bring him down, part of the darkness that will bring him down by his own hand, I'm getting, because the light is coming. But unfortunately, the suffering they go through will be part of what also will end, I think, Trump. Something is released. There's widespread support, um, and people helping them go through this difficult time. Things will be, I think, end up being okay for them at the end of the day. but they get put through it and they got to fight it. So fight it. Fight, fight, fight. Don't give up. Don't sign anything that Trump says that you got to do or don't do it. Fight. Fight from your corner, scrappy as all get out. You know, fight with all you got. I see them fighting him. He's going to regret it. They're young. Me, I'm ready to go. I'm only 57. I'm relatively young, but I'm ready to go to bed at, 8, 9 o'clock. Of course, I'm getting up like, 4 or 5 a.m. This is the hard work the kids are putting in. And this is the school work. This is school, literally, learning skills. Okay? They're going to win. Take that. I love it. Love it. Love it. I'm loving it. These kids are meant to do this work. This is going to help them in their future specialize. This experience is awful. It's awful. It's the Ten of Swords, but there is triumphantness coming to them for fighting. But they must, Nine of Wands, come from their little corner and resist with everything they've got. And they might get hurt, they might get roughed up, but they got to fight. They got to resist. And they must continue. I see that they will win this fight with school. We have a King of Cups here. I think this is someone that's going to help them, yes, to help them in the future get out of this chaos and move forward into the smoother water that will lead them and help them. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to know that. They'll get help. But yeah, he's going to put these people through it. They got to jump through all these hoops, be it for, probably have diarrhea for weeks on end out of stress. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Nicholas's question. And again, if you're still here with me right now, reading on all this good questions about our world and not just America, because you know what? I might be reading on America, but a lot of what goes on here and elsewhere, we reflect back each other. So it's good to pay attention. Is Putin and Himmler, Netanyahu, still working together? Oh, yes. And is there a blackmail situation between them regarding their manner of control towards Orange Mussolini? Okay, so do Putin and Netanyahu have something over on Trump in order to put the squeeze on him to do what they want, give what they want? Do they, Netanyahu and Putin together, do they have some compromise on Trump? And are Putin and Netanyahu working in cahoots to use Trump? I get yes. He's such a quote unquote, and I'm hearing Bibi say it, he is such a useful idiot. Netanyahu is like looking at uh, the son-in-law, and that connection, and knowing Trump's daughter is the apple of his eye. So he's always going to also ham him up with that. But also, let's just see. Are Putin and Netanyahu in cahoots to control Trump? Yes or no? Yes. Look at it. They've got him on the leash nice and tight, trotting him around like a stupid little show dog. And I don't mean to say that show dogs are stupid because they're not. They're cute and I love them. But Trump is stupid and I don't care for him at all. Anyhow, he's a leashed, useful idiot, and they have hold of him by the short and curlies. They have got compromat on him. Yeah, there's an extreme. There's a lot of something here that needs to be balanced. They want a lot out of him. They have a lot of needs that they want him to fix, put right. The control they have on him is extreme, Nicholas, in this case. It would say they have too much control. He's not independent enough. He's a fool. What did I tell you? He is the useful idiot on a leash. He doesn't realize that he's leashed and that he's going to go off a cliff. Despite all of us saying, hey, you Manchurian candidate, they are not going to help you. They are going to use you and throw you aside. You will not get what they tell you you are going to get from this. Only the headache. He's dumb. And he's helping them. Yes, they are still working together. He's their fool, and he's helping them. He's helping the wealthy to F over the poor. He's delusional, and they know it. Getting more delusional by the day. I also told you that, and so many others did a long time ago as well, that he would continue, and you guys have seen it. He is continuing to decline. He looks very tired. When I see his energy and tap into it, it's starting to wear at him. Just like I was worried about, I'm not worried for him. I'm sorry, I'm not. But that kind of worry is not good. It can really make you sick, come back at the end of the day. Yeah. And their little shenanigans are going to implode. He's going to implode by his own nuttiness, his own, you've gone too far with this crazy nonsense. You've pushed the envelope. You broke the camel's back, literally. And that relationship will end. And it will end in an unexpected fashion that they're all kind of drunk on power right now. But there's a big surprise coming for them. There's a big surprise coming for these types. Maybe that's the 3 days of darkness stuff. Because remember, it's for the oligarchs, it's for the wealthy. The 3 days of darkness is for people like that, that have hard hearts and no love for others. The money, it's all about money. And this is some new agreement or some giving them some kind of new money, lifting sanctions. Yes. But you know what? Despite all that he's given to them and is going to give them, they're still going to be behind. They're going to have a hell of a time. They are going to be strongly resisted. Strongly resisted. They're wanting some kind of military aid from him. Yeah, right here with the Knight of Pentacles and maybe people. Yeah, it looks like, they want to get, I feel like some, they want to get their country stabilized, their countries stabilized, especially Putin through Trump. Now, you know what kind of state that is in. It would totally F us over. And of course, Putin wants that. He wants our wealth. He wants Trump to give him our wealth. Yeah. So, yeah. There's something, though, that there's a decision, though, that they have to make, that they're looking at making, they haven't made yet, and it has to do with some kind of an agreement of aid, money. Maybe it's the amount. He's just some ding dong over there writing checks like he's got all the ink and to print this. Let's see what happens though. There's something that's going to happen with that little collab. So, what is the future for Putin and Netanyahu? What does that look like? Show us the next 2 years of Putin and Netanyahu. What do we have coming? What do we need to know about Putin and Netanyahu and their efforts, their wars against the most vulnerable people? What is coming for them? What do we need to know? Putin and Netanyahu. They're going to be corrected. They have brought such an imbalance that spiritual as well as situational energies will come up as to correct it. And whether or not, we got to staunch the bleeding, there's, they are going to be neutered. They are going to be neutered. Here we have the Page of Pentacles. This is looking at finances and plans, economy, money, children. And it's too extreme. The support for children and the environment, both countries. I'm thinking, you know, this they're too extreme, and there's something about the next generation coming up that their time must end because they've going to do the damage they're going to do, and we're going to fix or come back after them. Others will come after them and try to correct it because they've been too extreme and all about money, not about real love, not about real agreement or peace. This is all of us enduring them, basically. And also, they will be brought under control. They will not be able to run riot like the lion and just like they want to. That is going to change. Energies will shift and economies. So there's going to be big, like roller coaster ride for Israel, Netanyahu, and Putin. Both of them, their people endure them, but they're tyrants. Their finances not so great. I don't know about Israel's, but it looks like things are dicey for them both. And they'll be juggling because things are too extreme. So they're just trying to cover their own tail. There's an offer coming, or somebody's moving forward toward them with something. Could it be a cup of poison? Could it be an offer? An offer of a cup of Kool-Aid? There's something hidden to this offer that we're not aware of, or maybe they're not aware of. Something coming to them. Something approaches them, and it comes from an emotional place. It is motivated by emotion. So I don't think that they're coming in love. Let me just put it that way. Not toward these extremists that they are, Putin and Netanyahu. Here we have a celebration and a bully celebrating. It could also be ending a bully and celebrating. I feel like somebody could potentially look to take them out, to be honest. They're a big target. They are in coming up in they want hope, and they feel the only way to have hope, I think, might be to take matters into their own hands. This is a very emotionally based thing again. Could be based on a child, or just emotionally someone is losing their ability to contain themselves, and they need hope. They will bring hope, or they want to bring hope by ending the bully. This is the oppression, the corruption, the cruelty, the addiction, the greed, the grift, and this is oppressing families for it, the populace, the greater populace, and enslaving them. And that's what, think about it in Russia. That's pretty much what he's done there to the poor folks there and brainwashing them all these years. All of this now is going to be ending. Not right away, but it's beginning to go for that. We have the chariot, and here we go moving forward, and things will get better. Folks, I think somebody's going to take out the trash if the trash doesn't take itself out. Next one. Jeff, this is on your mom. So let's just have a look. You are probably asleep, my dear. If not, looks like my reception or my camera might be a bit sluggish. Okay, this is for Jeff on his mother. This is for Jeff's mom. And then I have two more questions, and then I'll close the live. All right. Now I think that we'll have made a really good recording. It's not just me making this video, it's you guys asking the questions. It's a joint effort. And others can listen. And maybe you can share what you heard through my readings today and share the news. That would help further the light. Okay, so let's take a look at Jeff's mom. You're welcome, Nicholas. Thank you so much for hanging out. I enjoy you are visiting and being here. Yes, Terilyn, they are chained to the negative energy, especially when just think of all the years they've been brainwashed. Those people need to be deprogrammed big time. And Nicholas says, let me just hit that before. Nicholas says, Israel has been involved in the white collar crime. Yes, they have. Since Bush Jr., yes, was around. I read a lot about that kind of stuff too, both Bushes. I'm fascinated by history and stuff, so, and with the downtime I have, I got a lot of stuff to share with you guys. So I hope you don't mind when I do that. And the crypto, yeah, crypto. I had to tell my husband here recently. I said, crypto is shit. Please do not invest in that. All right. Oh, thank you, Jeff. All right, let's look at your mom. What does Jeff need to know about his mom? She's not well. And what does he need to know? And first off, we're sending Reiki and light and healing and energy and asking St. Pio to take her under his wing and just look out for her, make sure that she's okay and where she should be and getting the care that she needs to have. So we entrust her to St. Pio to be protected and helped. What do we need to know about her? We know that she's not feeling well. This is Jeff's mother. What does Jeff need to know about his mom? Okay, we do have the devil here. This can be Yes, this can be addiction. It can be bad habits. It could also be the chaos of illness and oppression from illness as well, potentially. Let's just see what we get. There's an ending, but I see that we're looking at an ending of this negative, toxic, perhaps actual toxic illness running its course. Now, I would say either she's going to recover or mm, let's just see what happens here. Because it does look like there is the release of something very chaotic, something very oppressive. Um, okay, is it with her blood? Does she have like blood pressure? I feel like blood flowing here. Platelets and blood cells. I'm seeing blood flow. High blood pressure issues. That does a lot of damage to the heart and stuff sometimes. I know because my mom. There's a new beginning, though, where we have a lot of family support. There's so much love pouring here from the other side as well. But I see her perhaps going through a difficult end and that she will release. Okay. I feel like both on this earthly ground and in the other world, our home, there is love coming to so much love, the Ten of Cups love from her extended family on earth and in heaven, so to speak. That she's getting a tremendous amount of energy that's also just so loving that is being sent from the heart. That's really good. There could be an ending. Okay, Jeff, I want you to know about that. There could be an ending, and it could be of the illness itself, but it might also be a bigger ending, okay? But she has some place to go, and she's meant to move forward and move on and not be ill for the rest of this time. I feel like she's got a party on the other side. I feel like we're going toward that, okay? That she's going to be going maybe towards some kind of an exit and the release, for no doubt, of illness. It's like a shedding and movement, and then her energy's like free. So I feel like she could release her from her form. There could be dreams or a vision that could come to you out of the blue when you're not expecting it. You might know or sense when she's going to. There could be some dream that informs you or a feeling. There's the King of Swords for her, and this is an angel, and they're going to heal her on the other side. They're going to clear her energy, and she's going home. And she has a fine escort. I feel like this is like an angelic, protective energy that is like the limo ride, you know, to the other side for her. She's very loved. I know you love her very much. Um, but she's coming, I think, to finish what she needed to do here. It looks like she's just, take it a day at a time. I do think you are going toward, um, yes, you feel that, and it's good. It's not bad at all. Look at the party. She's gonna have a wing ding, man. I wish we could be there. Well, we will be there when Cancer. Okay, thank you. That makes sense. She's they're so proud of her, I think, that Ten of Cups, and they just love her. Love her, love her. Your mother's so dearly loved there. And there's a male that's coming for her. Uh, maybe your father, maybe her father. Very protective. And I also feel like that energy's angelic with that King of Swords. Okay. It's all about her plan, the plan that she set out, to do and reaching her goals. And it might be a little less intense than she thought. There's some lightheartedness, there's humor here. Does she have a really developed sense of humor? There's something about maybe being a little bit childlike, and maybe from the illness too, but there's just a gentleness here. There's just such a sweetness. And I think it's the way that she chose to pass. Here we have a very vibrant woman, a charming, dazzling, lively. And I'm sure having being ill like that, she's gonna cross over. And look, there might be also a woman that might meet this description that may come for her. There could be maybe her parents and an angel. She's always helped others her whole life, my father. Oh, no wonder I'm feeling all this love. It's just like they cannot wait. um, Look at that. So she's going to be great. She's going to be better than great. But we love you, Jeff. And if you need anything, you just come to us here and just know that you're going to see her again. And she's not going to be sick. And you're not going to feel as old as you do. And you're both going to be able to, you know, be around each other when you want to be and not when you don't. And not have to worry about any of this stuff because this is our temporary school. So bless you, sweetheart, and bless your mother, and I'll be praying for her. If you want to share her name, her first name, that would be great. And that way we can light a little candle or just keep her name in mind and send her and you energy because it's going to be all right. She's tracking as she's meant to. Okay. All right, Jeff. Much love, much love. Okay, let's look at the Golden Fort Knox, and then we'll look at Musk. You're welcome, Jeff. It's an honor to read for her. And I hope that she'll take care and keep a close eye on you and me and everyone on the other side when she gets her energy back and her original uh, energetic form. There'll be no stopping her. Okay. So let's look at this, you guys. We're going to look at Fort Knox gold, and then we're going to look at Musk. And then I'll close the live because my voice is going. Her mom, my granny, they're both beautiful souls. Thank you so much. Maybe that's the Queen of Wands. She would be like a jokester, a dancer, a singer, they do want that gold. They're salivating. Trump's thinking about all the gold toilets he could make, and Putin has them too. What is this with these morons and their gold toilets? They got to poop in a gold pot? For the love of God. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. That's one thing I do feel, and I'm so glad I do feel. Even though it hurts like heck, I'd rather feel than not. And I've felt depression where I couldn't feel. And it was scary and it was weird. I don't want to ever feel that way again. So when I can feel, even though it's sad, at least I know that I'm connected to that emotion and that I can process it and that I've not gone to where I'm, depressed and disconnected. So thank you. Let's look at the Golden Fort Knox. Are they going to try and steal it? Will they steal it? Will they steal with, will DT and his minions and his little jackass Elon, will they steal the gold? and Fort Knox. Show us what we need to know about that. Please and thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for today and every day and every night and every moment. We love you. Okay. So, the Golden Fort Knox, Trump and team, do they want to lift it? Are they going to? They're going to get some sticky fingers. They're going to get away with that. Are they going to try? What do we need to know? Oh, looky here. They're trying to figure out a way to do it. Let's see. Trump, Elon, and who's the other jackholes? Can we ask my question next time if your throat is sore today? Yeah, just go ahead and ask your one question, Gina. I'm going to look at Musk and then I'll answer your question, then I'll close it. But that's it. Okay? I thought I had gotten yours, but maybe I skipped it. I'm sorry if I did. Yes, the sun. They might get exposed for it, though. Their plans might be leaked, or the story, because everybody knows now, right? They have the sun on them. They might get exposed if they try, and I think they would like to try. They kind of told on themselves. Well, Trump always tells on himself. Well, here we have somebody feeling like they've won, and they definitely won it. I'm concerned that they could take it. They're looking to get their hands on it. Look at that greed. Look at that greed. They plan it, but their plans are going to be exposed. So then they have to pull back with the Four of Swords. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice. I've got another reading or two in me, and then I'm going to be like hoarse. They're going to have to pull back. And then I think that I tend to, I hope that it gets protected because their plans get exposed. I hope. I hope that's what that is. This is going in a better direction after a very difficult experience. But maybe this is us getting them to pull back from their plan. There's no chance they'll steal it then? Oh, I think there's a chance. But I'm concerned here. I've got to look at a few more cards. They're definitely planning to. But they just might get caught, but exposed before they get to. So they're waiting for the right moment and how to plan it. That hasn't happened yet, but this is waiting for that opportunity. And this is the inspiration is there to do it. This is counsel. This is, I think people talking about also about the ethics of it in the meantime while they're waiting for that moment. I don't think that they're going to because I think I would get an explosion of reaction. We do get changes here. And so I'm going to say that this time I think the sun is the exposure. I'm going to go ahead and say I think that their plans for Fort Knox may get leaked. And thus they might have to pull back from trying to steal it, trying to take it for themselves. There's Trump, probably also one of his other idiots. I do see like a lot of people here. The Ten of Cups. Support. What is this with him? Family. Trump family. I don't. I think maybe it's. I dare to say I think he is going to get exposed for this, and maybe the family or the extended crew team that would be a part of it. I feel like there's a woman that's connected to maybe this exposure or bringing out this information, maybe of a fire sign or a lady who is lively. This is the manipulation, the lies, look over here, not there, trickery. And this is the news coming in hot and fast. So I think they'll be stopped. I think they're going to try and do it. Oh, yes. But I think they will be, it looks to me like it gets shelved because it gets really exposed with the sun. So I don't think they will get to take it. But I think they fully intend to. Somebody's going to exact some kind of satisfaction. They won't get what they want. Again, something gets exposed and being held to account and judgment on hidden, secretive actions that are maybe not so secret anymore. Going to come out. There's a burden and about the plan. They're going to get their battleship sunk. So, yes, they want to do it. Will they get to? For right now, I see no. It looks like it will get spring a leak and their boat will sink before they can make it to Fort Knox. Yeah. And all those other cups that look so positive, I was thinking, what is that? I think it could be Schadenfreude. It could be Schadenfreude. The rest of us going, good. Didn't get it. Okay. So now I'm going to ask for Gina about the car, and then I'm going to ask about Musk, and that'll be it. And thank you so much. Can you give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this long, interesting live with all these political questions, a few very interesting personal questions? I would appreciate it. And if you know of somebody that you think might like this reading, just to listen to, food for thought, feel free to share it. Thank you. All right, so Gina, let me focus on you. Gina, is there a new car coming for Gina? Please and thank you, guides. Can you help me to read accurately and clearly here for Gina? And then we want to read on Musk, and then we'll close out. So, is there a new car for Gina coming her way? New vehicle for Gina. I get yes intuitively. Let's see what we get. Gina, new car. Is it coming? Yes or no? There's your car card. The chariot. I was saying, give me the chariot if she is going to get the car, a new car. So, yes, a new car is coming to you soon. You got the chariot. And my voice is just about gone. And it's yours, all yours, damn it. All mine. Nobody else gets to drive this car. So, yes. All right, now, last question of the live is a political question. It is about Musk, Panam, Payental. Your question, thank you for asking. What is happening to Musk? Let's take a look. Spirit, what do we need to know about how things will go for Elon Musk? What is coming for him? What is the way forward? What does Spirit want us to know? By the way, some Schadenfreude is good, especially when you're dealing with this kind of negativity. Just keep your energy clean, folks. Okay. All right. And Spirit, please give me my voice back for this reading. All right, Elon Musk. Let me cut the deck as well here. This is our last reading for the evening. I feel like I've done a week's worth of videos, but that's all right, because these are all questions I would have been reading on. And I'll just make sure that people know that don't watch the lives in the community section to go ahead and take a look, because then maybe I could break down and timestamp this. And if anybody else wants to do it, you're more than welcome to put a few in for me. Maybe we can team up and do it. All right. What is coming toward Musk? Elon Musk. What do we need to know, Spirit, about what awaits him? What is his fate? What is happening with him? What is happening with him? What do we need to know? What about his health and mind and all of that? Hmm. His energy is kind of yucky. What do we need to know? Elon Musk, what is coming for him? All right. Broken heart, separation, pain, suffering, paired with a child, money, business. Something maybe with a child. Maybe someone's going to say he's not fit. There's illness, mental illness with him, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. But this is a mental card, and it is the Three of Swords. There could be heart issues as well. I feel like he's got a lot of plaque or something, it's just coming to me. Like with the arteries, the I'm seeing like the chambers of the heart and the connecting the bits that connect the chambers. I feel like he's got fatty deposits in his heart. Um, and a tendency toward high blood pressure. I don't know about that, but I that's what I'm getting. Probably all this stress. Here's the past, and this is also children. There's something coming with one of his children. Maybe there's some kind of restriction. Maybe it's going to be like you can only have supervised visits because you're high on ketamine. Who knows? But it looks like some kind of constraint where children, his children, I think are concerned. And also in his past, there's something in the past. And I feel like this is custody issues are coming up. Also, the businesses, the past. There's the the hope for the business is in the past. Now there's just he's under a very tight confinement, actually business wise, with that Eight of Swords. He's got to watch his step, what he does with children. And, I think with him taking that kid everywhere and taking whatever he takes to that ketamine and stuff like that, there's something coming up with that. There's a decision, and it's based on family. Look at this. And to me, it's like all the kids and the wives and all of that energy. And I think it is a decisive aspect that he's got to make maybe a choice himself, maybe to agree to something that he doesn't want to agree to custody wise. Again, maybe some kind of restriction. Children again in the spotlight with the Page of Wands, and also new starts where holding someone to account for their behavior. And look, there's a change where children, the family, all of that is concerned. He is also brought under judgment and is beginning to be judged more actively by people. Actually, the world. He is trying to hold on because he is not sure where things are going to go. And It is not certain for him. There's a darkness that hangs, not just hangs, but is clings to his energy. It's deceit. He's a con man. He doesn't want you to know that he's not as rich as he says he is. He's actually very tight with his money here. He's got not a great deal of money here. He's like every nickel is just to me feels like it's his greed, it's his stinginess, and also that he's not telling the complete truth about money and business and all of that. We know that, but it's still a murmur and not so much of a, although it's getting louder. There's he's insecure. There's more darkness coming for him. Mood and the drugs with the moon. He's addicted with the Four of Pentacles as well. He might have to go to like a rehab or pull back for recuperation. This is pulling back his energy because people don't like him. And I think also the health issues and exhaustion mentally, he has to pull back. I think he runs a bit manic. Yeah, he's going to have to pull back from all the cheating and the lying and the corruption. He's going to have to pull back and keep his head down so he can try and get away with it, not be so in the spotlight. We'll be saying, "Where's Elon? Oh, he's over there stealing the gold in Fort Knox." What? Quick to Fort Knox. Here we have partying going on, and I see there's a male companion, although it could be a part of him that is the party pal. I think he's going to go hide away and do the stuff, the party stuff with another male friend. That could also be, I'm in my, I'm having a temper tantrum, so I'm going to go party. That could also be kind of his mindset. This is the work that he's trying to do with Trump, and it's too extreme. It's not going to manifest. This is good for us, not good for Elon, because he's too extreme. There's also equally other people that are going to counter his nonsense, okay? His extremes. They are there. Ketamine. And chances are he might not just use ketamine. There might be other things. Often when people use one thing, they also, Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. He's going to be waiting. I think the business slows down and it's not really growing. It's kind of, I feel like he's waiting for it to pick up. And we know that his Tesla has not performed well at all, and the stocks are bad. So I think he's hopeful, but he's not going to see this excited gangbusters growth. Da, 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 da. He's going to have a lot of headaches, and he's mentally not well. First thing that came out. Um, he's going to continue to decline in popularity. There's hidden secrets that I think could come out that are going to put us in a better place in getting rid of him. Here's a one-way plane ticket to friggin' South Africa, although they don't want him either. Get out of here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, a woman that's fighting. I feel like it's somebody in our government that's going to go after him. And she's going to have an edge. She's head of finance or something. She's looking at the finances. She's going to track him. She's tracking his receipts, his foolery, and the chances and the high risks. And I think of risks that he might take around children and the use of substance. Is he inebriated when he is with the child? Has he consumed something when he's taking that child around? I bet he has, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. He's going to be in the spotlight again for going to get counsel or a doctor or care, possibly rehabilitation here. But it's also, I think, a hope to the rest of us for the return of some morality, some ethics, basic. And there's something new I feel like he's going to start to work on. Maybe it's SpaceX. There's the vehicle of the Chariot and the Empress. He's going to leave. I feel like he could go, I feel like he might actually go to wherever his mother might be staying. This is a lot of money and wealth, and there's travel and movement. Walked away from his son while going down a flight of stairs. He's not a responsible father. I don't like the way, that he's just that's not good for that little boy. That little boy's already saying the things he's doing, wiping boogers on the president's desk. And granted, I don't care that it was Trump's desk, but Trump's only using that because we all know he's not the real, even Elon's son knows he's not the real president. Tired of waiting for justice, universe, prove me wrong. Give me hope. Overheard conversation. Wrong. Let's see. So, what is his fate? What is Elon's fate at the end of the day? How does what's his agreement that he came into the world with? So we see a lot of hassles going on for him with custody and children, and I think the drugs issue, maybe having supervised custody being a big thing. And I think he's going to get pushed further and further out of the nest. What is coming ahead for Musk? Just make it clear, and this will be it. What do we need to know about his life plan and how it affects us? How do we deal with that? There's a decision that needs to be made. And until this decision is made, things kind of stay the same. So it's kind of at a stagnant point. I'm being shown with this King of Cups. Somehow I feel like this is Musk under the influence. Or it could be another male that's going after him that has to make a decision. Maybe to do with the substance. I'm not sure. There's there's all kinds of hidden deceit and lies and insecurity that he's a impersonator. He's a wannabe. He's not what he says he is. So there's more lies that will be exposed that get flipped with the Two of Pentacles, especially financial. The truth, the insecurity, all that gets revealed. But we know that. But for him, it'll matter because it affects him. Up and down. He's got a roller coaster ride. It's very stressful. And also, he's waiting to see, I think, if this King of Cups person, a choice that this guy makes. And he's not sure what that guy's going to choose. He's To me, it feels like he's waiting for a move from this guy. Maybe one of our male Democratic leaders that senators that's going to expose him or something. Look at him trying to hold on to power and place and money and appealing toward, I think, maybe it's that, no, this is like ethics coming in saying, what's wrong with this is more further, like thumbing down of him, that he's too greedy. More people, more authority. I think more people in the Senate and whatnot don't like him and know that he doesn't want to leave. I think this is somebody that's gunning for him, so to speak. And he's worried about maybe something they're going to bring forward, or I don't know. There's loss, I think, of money, maybe with a business, or it could be some of the losses maybe in connection to the, like the mother of his child, that kind of thing, or it could be finances. But for him, it just, no, look at that. And that relationship with Trump and all that, and all them, it's going to sour. It is going to die. It is going to go the way of the old shoe that gets thrown out. It will be released. Elon will be released from partnership. He will end up being painfully humiliated and released. Yeah, severance from that partnership that once was. It feels like a divorce. And also maybe something with that custody issue. I really feel legal stuff, and also just it being clear that he is person non grata and he leaves. I think he's going to leave, end up leaving, looking for the right opportunity, looking overseas. He might go overseas. Good. Get out of our country. Stay away. Probably going to take a bunch of our, they better check in for documents. So that's what I get, and I'll leave that there. There is hope, folks. Keep the hope. That was the other message of my guides, has always been. And if you don't have the dreams, remember mine. Now he has a newborn. Maybe that's it. Maybe something will happen with that. Just keep your ear to the road and let me know what you hear. Yourself and loved ones are in my prayers. God bless you, and thanks again from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate the clarity. Stay safe, and see you, God willing, next Sunday afternoon, night. Good night, Jeff, over in Belfast. Sleep well, and good evening to you all, where you may ever may be, or whatnot. And anytime you see this, thank you so much. If you appreciate readings like this, please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you next week. You all make this a wonderful experience. And thank you so much. Bye. Take care.